हेलो गाइज, मैं हूं नवीन सोनी और आप सभी का मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल में स्वागत है। गाइज, ऑसम मूव सीरीज में आज की जो फोर्थ गेम है उसे गेम ऑफ द सेंचुरी भी कहा जाता है। ये गेम खेली गई थी 1956 न्यूयॉर्क में डोनाल्ड बर्न और रॉबर्ट जेम्स फिशर के बीच में। तो चलिए चलते हैं गेम पर। डोनाल्ड बर्न ने इस गेम की शुरुआत की नाइट ऑफ 3 से। सो वी हैव द रेटी ओपनिंग। सो ब्लैक प्लेड नाइट टू f6 एंड नाउ c4. सो विद दिस मूव c4 वी हैव ट्रांसपोजिशन टू इंग्लिश ओपनिंग। तो ब्लैक ने यहाँ खेला g6, नाइट टू c3 एंड बिशप टू g7. सो व्हाइट ने यहाँ खेला d4, ब्लैक कैसल्ड एंड नाउ बिशप टू f4, डेवलपिंग द बिशप एंड नाउ ब्लैक प्लेड d5. सो विद दिस मूव d5, this opening is again transposed into Grunfeld defense. So white played queen to b3 and now d captures on c4. So queen captures c4, hitting the pawn on c7. So black played c6 and now logical e4. So black ने यहाँ खेला knight bd7 and now rook to d1, lining up the rook with black queen and now knight to b6, hitting the queen. So queen to c5 and now white played bishop to g4, developing the bishop and also pinning the knight and now bishop to g5. And instead of bishop to g5, bishop to e2 एक better move होती and later you will come to know why. But anyways, we have bishop to g5 and now in this position black played a tricky move. Black played knight to a4, hitting the queen and also sacrificing his knight. But white played queen to a3. क्या हो अगर white यहाँ खेले knight captures knight? तो ये वेरिएशन कुछ इस तरह वर्क करेगी। ब्लैक यहाँ कर सकता है knight captures on e4, hitting the queen. और अब अगर white करता है queen takes on e7, then queen to a5 check. So b4 defending. And now queen takes knight. So white can play queen takes knight on e4, rook from a to e8, pinning the queen. And now white has only one move, that is bishop to e7. And now black can play bishop to f6, again pressurizing this bishop. So white यहाँ कर सकता है queen takes on g4, queen takes on b4 check, rook to d2 blocking. But now rook captures on e7, bishop to e2, and after rook from f to e8, this position is completely winning for black. That's why in this position white ने यहाँ खेला queen to a3 and now knight takes on c3. So b takes c3. और जैसा कि अब e4 स्क्वायर का डिफेंडर रिमूव हो चुका है तो फिशर ने यहाँ किया knight takes on e4 and now bishop takes on e7, hitting the queen. So queen to b6. And in this position white played bishop to c4, developing the bishop and also preparing to castle king side. And instead of this move I just want to mention, अगर white यहाँ करता है bishop takes rook on f8 तो ये वेरिएशन ब्लैक के फेवर में वर्क करेगी। ब्लैक यहाँ कर सकता है bishop takes on f8, hitting the queen, queen to b3 and now knight to c3. अगर यहाँ white करता है queen takes c3, then bishop to b4 is winning. And also अगर यहाँ white करता है queen takes queen first, then after a takes on b6, rook to a1. ब्लैक यहाँ कर सकता है rook to e8 check, king d2, knight to e4 check, king c2, knight captures on f2, so rook to g1, so bishop to f5 check, king b2, and after rook to e3, this position is also winning for black with the idea of bishop to a3 checkmate. That's why in this position white played bishop to c4, Fischer played knight captures on c3, so white played bishop to c5. अगर यहाँ white करता है queen takes on c3, then after rook from a to e8, pinning the bishop. White अगर करे let's say queen to e3 defending, then bishop takes on f3, g takes on f3, and after bishop to f6, white is lost. So that's why in this position white ने खेला bishop to c5, intermediate move. But now first Fischer played rook from f to e8 check, king to f1, and in this position Fischer played a brilliant move, and because of this move this game is called the game of the century. So I want you to pause this video and find the move that Fischer played in this position. Alright guys, तो अगर आपने find किया है bishop to e6, then congratulations. And the point behind this move is, let's say in this position white अगर करता है bishop takes bishop, then after queen to b5 check, king to g1, knight to e2 check, king f1, knight to g3 check, king g1, and finally after queen to f1 check, rook takes f1 and knight e2 is smothered checkmate. So that's why in this position white ने यहाँ खेला bishop takes queen on b6. So we have bishop takes bishop check, king to g1. Just to point out that in this position अगर white यहाँ करता है queen takes on c3, then black can play queen takes bishop on c5, and as you can see the pawn on d4 is pinned. So king to g1, knight to e2 check, king f1, knight takes on d4 check, so king g1, knight to e2 check, king f1, and now knight to c3 check, so king to g1, and finally Fischer played a takes on b6. and जैसा कि आप देख सकते हैं कि white की queen भी अंडर अटैक है, रुक भी अंडर अटैक है, और ये रुक तो लॉक हो चुका है जो कि गेम में पार्ट ही नहीं ले रहा. तो white ने यहाँ खेला queen to b4 hitting the bishop. So Fischer played rook to a4 hitting the queen. So queen takes on b6, but now knight takes on d1. And now in this position white played h3, making some room for the king and also freeing his rook. So black played rook captures a2, king to h2, and now knight captures on f2. So rook to e1, Fischer played rook captures rook, but white first played rook to d8 check, bishop to f8, and now only knight captures on e1. So bishop to d5. White ने यहाँ खेला knight to f3, knight to e4, and now queen to b8 hitting the pawn, so b5. White ने यहाँ खेला h4, so h5, knight to e5, so king to g7, unpinning his king and also freeing his bishop. White ने यहाँ खेला king to g1, so bishop to c5 check, king to f1. Instead of king to f1, अगर white यहाँ करता है king to h1, then after knight to g3 check, king h2, knight to f1 check, king h1, bishop takes on g2 is checkmate. So that's why in this position white played king to f1, but now knight to g3 check, king to e1, and now I want you to enjoy this checkmate. Bishop to b4 check, king to d1, bishop to b3 check, king c1, knight to e2 check, king b1, knight to c3 check, king c1, and finally I hope you can see rook to c2 checkmate. So that was the game. अगर वीडियो अच्छी लगी तो वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, और मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में एक नई ऑसम मूव के साथ. तो तब तक के लिए टेक केयर, बाय.